Sawyer, thank you. Those were difficult names, right? And you did it very well. One of the things that strikes me about the text that Sawyer read to us is that it's easy to understand, but difficult to imagine. The Hebrew children are in the desert, and they determined that it's important to have a place of worship, a holy place, a sanctuary, even though they're on the move most of the time. And so they set out to build a tabernacle, a large facility, one that's fully portable as well. Wooden frame with jewels, fine linen, other valuable things. So when they stop, they can set it up, and when it comes time to go, they can pack it up again. And so Moses needs gifts to build the tabernacle, so he institutes a capital campaign. You ever heard of those? The call goes out, bring your offering, bring money, bring jewelry, precious stones, wood, fine linens, bring what you have, bring what you can. And something utterly strange happens, right? No other place in Scripture does this kind of thing happen. The building managers come to Moses and say, "Enough, enough. Tell the people to stop. We've got more than enough." And so the people are restrained from giving. For what they've brought already is more than enough. That's pretty incredible, isn't it? I live for the day when Judy and Barry come to me and say, "Layne, tell the people to stop giving. We have more than enough to do what the Lord is calling us to do. We've got all this money. We're not even quite sure what we're going to do with it all." Wouldn't that be a great day? Well, what's the secret? Brian Bachnight suggests that the trust level was high among the people. This church, like a lot of others, has had issues with trusting leadership. So the question is, do we trust our leaders to be good stewards? Can we count on them to be responsible? It's a valid question, right? There's no arm twisting here. There's no manipulating in the story. Genuine integrity is evident. The trust level was high. And we know that once trust is broken or perceived to be broken, it's difficult and time-consuming to rebuild, right? But not only was the trust level high, there was a capacity to give. It's amazing that these nomadic, wandering people had these kind of resources. My office was on the second floor, and one morning about 8:30, the part-time administrative assistant, Jennifer, called upstairs to my administrative assistant and said, "There's a gentleman downstairs, and I think he needs assistance." So I walked down the stairs, and there he was. "Hello, Mr. Stepp." Mr. Stepp was deaf as a board. And so you had to talk really loud. And when I went to Mr. Stepp, his wife had died before I got there, and when I went to visit Mr. Stepp at his home, the door inevitably would be open. There was this screen door, and I would knock and ring the doorbell, and the dog would bark, and Mr. Stepp would never know that I was there. And so I would gingerly open the door, and hoped that when I touched him on his shoulder that he wouldn't die of a heart attack. And when you walked into this little, it may have been 1,000 square foot home, the walls were yellow, just like Mr. Stepp's fingers from smoking. They said it would kill him, and it did at 92 or 93. And there was Mr. Stepp downstairs wanting to talk to Linda upstairs, my administrative assistant who also took care of finances. I think I gave Linda a hot $10,000 check, he said. And this was about the 5th of January. It was an end-of-the-year gift. And so I said, well, Mr. Stepp, let's go upstairs and talk to Linda. And so when we got up there, he said, Linda, I think I gave you a hot $10,000 check. And Linda's face just went white because she'd already written checks on that $10,000. It was fine. And when Mr. Stepp died, only been a postman, his wife had never worked, he left $750,000 to the church. And over his lifetime had given well over $1 million to that church. There was a capacity to give. Myers Park Baptist Church is not at the end of her financial rope. We're not poor. We have the capacity. If all of us tithed, Barry and Judy would come to me and say, whoa, we need to stop them from giving. Not only was there a capacity to give, the offering, according to the text, was a free will offering. You don't owe this church money. This church operates on a different standard than the world. The text says their hearts were stirred. What we need at Myers Park Baptist Church are stirred hearts. For the focus is not on raising a budget, but rather on God raising God's children. That's the focus. All of this assumes a generous heart and a willing spirit. Hear what David had to say with regard to the gathering of materials for the temple. But who am I and what is my people that we should be able to make this free will offering? For all things come from you, and of your own have we given you. It's not ours, he's saying. For we are aliens and transients before you, as were all our ancestors. Our days on the earth are like a shadow. O Lord our God, all this abundance that we have provided for building you a house for your holy name comes from your hand and is all your own. We give thee but thine own, whate'er the gift may be. There's no self-made people here, no autonomous individuals, no isolated individuals capable of self-sufficiency. Their lives were not consumed by what they could gather and consume for themselves. Their lives were not based on some kind of thin, grudging capacity for giving, sharing, and sacrifice. Let me be clear, these texts are not about haranguing you and me, not about manipulating you and me, not about coercing you and me in order to get enough money. Both Moses in the text from Exodus and David in the Chronicles text proclaimed that there is no such thing as autonomy and self-sufficiency. And once you and I establish the fact that life is pure gift, then generosity and gratitude flow easily. Deuteronomy 8:17, do not say to yourself, my power and the might of my own hand have gotten me this wealth. Our world fosters fear that ends in selfishness. But there's another vision. There's another vision of the world powered by faith, not fear. In the place of fear, faith invites gratitude. In the place of selfishness, faith ends in extravagant generosity. Our world says we live in a time of scarcity. We live with the fear that God is not who God claims to be, so the only way for us to survive is to grab, to grasp, to keep, to hoard. And such an approach is blasphemy. We've bought into the values of the world. Walter Brueggemann maintained that the alternative to stewardship is fear. Fear that there won't be enough, that there aren't enough good things to go around. It's the belief that is driven, Brueggemann maintained, by the economics of scarcity. Let me quote Brueggemann, and the only way for you and me to get anywhere is to invent ourselves and to scramble for whatever we can get. The result is that we live with anxiety. Anxiety. An anxiety endlessly stirred by those who generate the great theology of scarcity, a theology which says our neighbors are a threat, which creates more suicides, murders, and yes, even prisons. And I might add divisiveness, a stark lack of neighborliness. And so we fear our neighbors, they are a threat, and so we put them on planes and we send them away. God forgive us. Scripture maintains that there's plenty. There's more than enough. But guess what? The world doesn't believe it. The world is frightened by God's abundance. It doesn't believe that it exists. And so the world tries to grasp it all. How much do I need? Just a little more than I have, whatever it is. So we must choose between the lie of scarcity and the truth of abundance. Jesus puts it succinctly, you cannot serve God and mammon. You cannot serve God and wealth. And then he adds, don't be anxious because everything you need will be given to you. There's abundance. There's abundance. More than enough. More than enough. Thanks be to God's generosity. There's more than enough. And if we believe that, truly believe that, guess what? The world will be stunned by our generosity. Do you believe? Well, do you?